Hey, John, Scott and Randy Horner. Wanted to thank you for everything you've done for our family in particular. When I had my accident, we'd only been coming to the church for about 6 or 7 months, and it seemed like you were at the hospital visiting. It seemed like a half dozen times. You came by the house once I was at home recovering. Seemed like a half dozen times. And, they were always somewhat anticipated and looked forward to. And I always felt better after you left. And, that's a gift that I don't have. And I'm glad you were there to do that for us when we needed it.
And I'd like to add that when our family first started coming, we chose St. Mark because of the music, and then the sermons were so fabulous. But if it wasn't for you and Mike Edge and your personalities and greeting us and saying hello to us and knowing who we were from the get-go, we just felt like this was home right away. So thank you, John, for all your years of service, and we appreciate all you've done.
Thank you.
Well, John, first thing I can say about you is I'm glad that I've known you for over 30 years, and we taught school in the same school together for nearly 20 years at the same place. And one thing I remember most about you there is that in an era when it wasn't popular or even politically correct to tell about your beliefs, or especially to talk about Jesus, you did very boldly. The students all knew what you believed. And I thank you especially now that your influence brought my wife and me not only to celebrate recovery, but to join St. Mark. So you've been a major influence on us for a long time. And we appreciate that, and of course we know you'll continue to be a major influence on us and everyone else here. And so good luck in your retirement. And thank you.
Hey, John. You always call me your little sister, and I sure do think of you as a brother in Christ. We're all really going to miss you. I know I'm going to miss you during meeting time and during the day when you come over and say hi. I'm just going to miss you, period. Of course, I know you're still going to be around, so I'm going to stop whining. I hope you have a great day. We love you.
Well, John, I've had the joy of knowing you for a little bit over 2 years. You've been a great leader, teacher, and above all, a great friend. You taught me well in the visitations, and I really love that, and I owe it all to you, and I thank you so much. I hope we will always be great friends, and I look forward to seeing you. And like you told me last June and July, take a day off and go to the lake. Enjoy your retirement.
Yeah, hey, buddy. Thanks for being here for me when I need help. We'll still enjoy seeing you around.
And John, I don't remember that you haven't ever been with us, and when I hear it's about 12 years, I guess, that you've been with us. I know that God directed you, and I'm so thankful to Him that He brought you here to be a part of us, and for all that you've done for people that needed help and encouragement.
Yeah, oh, and hey, John, it's been 6 months, yeah. He knows.
John, I'd like to take this opportunity to give you my best wishes as you begin your retirement. As one who has some experience being retired and still being engaged in ministry, I'm sure that you will find many ways to use the gifts that God has given you to be a blessing both to the church and to the people of St. Mark. John, you've always been one of the people that I associate with St. Mark. From 7 or 8 years ago when we came here visiting my daughter, till Grace and I moved here 4 years ago, you've always been the constant, greeting every Sunday, wishing well, shaking hands, asking questions. So I want you to know that I've always appreciated your ministry, and like I said before, may God bless you as you continue to find ways to use your ministry, even as you move into retirement.
John Hubeler, I just wanted to say happy birthday. I say that because you always say that to me. You always say happy birthday, and it doesn't matter if it's my birthday or not. But happy retirement, John. I was trying to think back to when I first met you, and I can't remember how many years ago it was, but my youngest daughter was in preschool, and she's now in 2nd grade. And I was having some interesting time in life, going through a divorce, and I was talking to Pamela Hardy, and she's like, I have the perfect person for you to talk to. And she introduced me to you, and I met you, and we sat and we chatted right behind where I'm sitting right now. And you gave me some just amazing insights and pearls of wisdom, as you always do, anytime I get the chance to talk with you. And just the loving, welcoming nature that you have, the love for the Lord, and you're just an amazing guy. You know, like you're truly loved, John. And I know I'm not the only person that's going to say that. You've been an amazing friend, an amazing, journey to go with you in life, and I'm wishing you just the happiest in retirement. So, God bless.
Well, let's see. I met John when I first came here. He was the first person I met. And he said to me, hi. He introduced himself, and I introduced myself. And he said, would you like to build a house for Habitat? And I was like, oh, okay, sure. And so I went, and that's how I became coming to St. Mark's Church, was because of John and building a home, helping build for Habitat. And I hope to see you around, and you're great.
Hi, John. I just want to thank you for everything that you've done for all of us at St. Mark. You've been a great asset, and I know you'll continue to be as a member, and it's been my privilege to work with you with the Stephen Ministry Christian Care Group, and I really appreciate what I've learned from you. I wish you and Michelle the best, and we'll be seeing you around, I'm sure.
Hi, John. Remember our first ministry together, the youth group? Remember some of the trips that we took? The going to Tucson, where we went to Sabino Canyon, and we did some hiking. And then we were supposed to go to the caverns, and on our way there we got lost, never did make it to the caverns. And the third thing I remember is our skiing in Flagstaff. Well, our attempt at skiing in Flagstaff. Most of all, John, I want to thank you for pushing me to have a fellowship group. First of all, we were called the 40s and 50s. Second time, we were called the baby boomers. This last time, we were called career adults. Thank you, John. We started out with 8 people. We were playing euchre. I'm sure you remember that night. Not very many people learned how to play euchre, but we had a good time. And now we average about 25 people every month because of you pushing me towards a fellowship. Well, we had some great times. Thanks, John. Love you.
Hey, John, this is a cool day for you, man. This is a celebration of 12, 13 years of ministry. And, you know, as I was thinking about this day, I was thinking, you know, you've been the one constant that I've had since I've been here. You were in the portables, and then we were both in the offices before they were reconstructed. And we've done a lot of battles together, you and I, against the evil one. And even during those times where we have been very weak in the midst of it being scary or hard, the one thing that God has always shown is that He is strong. And as a result, we've seen some amazing things happen in this place. We've seen Him do amazing miracles. And my prayer is that those remembrances of God working and God being there, and also walking with brothers and sisters in Christ like we have, that those are remembrances that keep you going and that keep you motivated to serve the Lord all the days of your life. The one thing I can say, John, is out of everybody here, you've grown more than anybody I've ever seen. You've grown in the Lord in ways that make you truly a man of God today. And I'm proud to have served with you, and I love you, and I'm going to miss seeing you every day.
Well, it's been a long time, and you mean a lot to our family, as you took in Kim. And Eileen, she took in her at the youth group all because of you, so have a good retirement, and we'll miss you. I'm done.
Yes, and I like that man, like you, John. You helped me a lot through the last 40 years.
Have a good retirement.
Have a good retirement.
Hey, John. I just want to tell you that it's been a pleasure getting to know you and to work with you for the past few years here at St. Mark. I wish you all the best. You've been a great inspiration to me, and God bless you, man.
Hi, John. I was thinking about what you are to me, and the word lover comes to mind because you love Jesus, your Savior, so much. You're a light. You shine for Him. And then there's that other Savior in your life, Michelle, who you love so obviously, and your mother, and your kids. And then there's all of us. And I think I've been here 4 years, and I remember how loving you were right from the beginning. The times you've called, the times you've come over, and the fact that you love my husband. Thank you, John. I love you too.
All right, so something about John. You know, John, how do you compare John? I think John in your life is, I want to compare him to a chocolate chip. Cookies are good, but chocolate chip cookies are much better. I got it. So John is like a chocolate chip in your life. He just makes your life sweeter. There you go. That's John.
John, I remember whenever I came out before I started here at St. Mark, and Kristen and I visited St. Mark, and I remember meeting you, and I just remember thinking, man, this is a cool guy, and he's very friendly, and really, John, you were someone who I looked forward to hanging out with whenever I came back and started at St. Mark. And if I got that impression, I just know that so many people who visit St. Mark, I know that they get that impression as well. And John, it's been a blast in the past 6.5 years working with you, pretty much sharing a very small office with you right next door to you. And you've been a friend. You've been someone who I know that you've been there for me through the ups and through the downs. And John, I just really look forward to what God's going to do in and through you in the next chapter of your life, how you're going to continue to serve God in the kingdom of God and continue to make a difference in so many people's lives.
So John is such an amazing, wonderful, kind person, and I'm just so grateful that I had the chance to meet him when I did, and I owe so much to him. You know, getting my marriage back on track, it was really him that got me there, through counseling and, you know, just really helping me through a really rough patch, and I owe that all to him. So, you know, to hear that he's retiring, I'm so happy for him, but, you know, I'm gonna miss him a ton, and he's the first person I see every day I come to church on Sundays, and high fives and hugs, and, you know, he sees all the kids and just always so kind to them, and there's just not a whole lot of people out there like him with just such a naturally wonderful and humble soul, and he just makes everything so much brighter, and he's just a really warm, caring, loving, heartfelt person. So I'm gonna miss him, but I wish him the best.
Hi, John. This message is blessings from Ken and I want to thank you so much for the past, what you have done for Ken and I. Coming to the hospital almost every day when he was in there for 12 weeks, you were with me, you were my family, you were my friend, you were everything to me. And I just want to thank you over and over. Without you, I don't know how I would have gotten through those 12 weeks of Ken in the hospital, and then 4 weeks in recovery. You were there with me almost every other day. I have so much to be thankful for. When we first came to this church, our very first morning, John, you met us out in the courtyard, and after that, every time I would have company or family, you would come and make a special effort to welcome them. And that was included Daryl and Sue. When they came the very first time, that is when you met them. And there's just so much, I could go on and on, but we want to wish you the richest blessings in your new endeavor of retirement, and please enjoy it and relax, and we're so sorry to lose you, but we know you're going to go on and do many other good things for the church. Thank you.
Anybody in St. Mark that has been in the hospital or been sick or just needed a good friend knows how important you've been to St. Mark. And I know that you'll continue to be, and we've been just very, very thankful to have somebody like you in our midst. Best wishes to you and to Michelle.
Hi, John. I always remember the Uncle Phil's Diner show and the work we did together. It's been a pleasure. It is a pleasure knowing you, and you're in my prayers every night. God bless you.
Thank you, John, for giving me and my brother candy when we came to you. And it was so much fun when you did that, and we love the candy. Back when I was at St. Mark Lutheran Preschool, in the morning we would stop by John's office, and he would give us a piece of candy right before our preschool started.
Hi, John. First time I met you wasn't here at St. Mark. It was in California at the Celebrate Recovery Summit. We sat next to each other and didn't realize there was a Celebrate Recovery here, but I'm glad we met, and we're going to be friends for life in Jesus. Thank you.
I just appreciate so much all the years we've served together. You've inspired me by your love of God and your gratitude for God's work in your life and for the jobs that God has given you. You've inspired me to be a better servant and to be grateful for all I have. I just thank you for serving at St. Mark so long.
Hi, I've been at St. Mark for, actually next month it'll be 6 years. And the first person I met at St. Mark was John Hubeler. I made a 1900-mile trip from Tennessee, and John was out there when I arrived at the 8 o'clock service, just a tad bit late, and waved me into a non-parking parking place, and just got me acquainted with the church right off the bat. John is the person that got me involved in Celebrate Recovery, even though I didn't think I needed it, and it's probably one of the most impactful things in my life. I really appreciate John's friendship, his ability to be a mentor, and just a close friend. But John, thank you so much for everything you've done for St. Mark and everything you're still going to continue to do. We appreciate you. Thanks.
Hi, John. It's been a wonderful time being at St. Mark, especially when I had you as a mentor to take me around and show me the ropes for visiting people. It meant a lot to me that you took such good time teaching me what the church expected of us in doing that. And thank you for letting me be part of God's plan here at St. Mark. And I just wish you all the best luck, and also Michelle. And both of you are in my prayers.
Hi, John. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for everything. I mean, you've always been there for me. You've been so instrumental in bringing me to this church. We've known each other for 35 years. I remember in high school, I mean, you were always there for us. Always pitching in, helping out, lending a hand, helping with youth. And you were always there. And you know, you had a special way about you. You were able to relate to us even when we were young. I love you very much, John. Very much.
I first met John when I was a preschool parent. It was a while before I was on staff here at St. Mark, and he was just always such a welcoming face. In the courtyard sometimes before preschool started, and whenever there was a preschool Sunday, he was always there to greet, and always just a welcoming person. And I just came to appreciate his presence here at St. Mark even more as a staff member. John's always been someone that you can go to and talk with about what's going on in your life, and just feel like he's really listening. And I'm just really going to miss John's presence here, and I'm thankful for the time that I was able to serve on staff with him.
Hey John, from everybody at the preschool, we love you and we're going to miss you so much. But we'll see you on Sunday. See you later.
Bye, John.